This is called a never-ending card. You can just keep flipping it. There are 4 different shapes, but it just keeps on going. Hello everyone and welcome to sunnydaystamping.com. I'm Julie Baga and I'm like, so excited to show you how to make this fun fold card. It's one I've had my eye on for a while. Like I've seen other people do them, but they're always so complicated and they have all these little pieces and I'm like, I'm not doing a ton of pieces. So I tried to figure out how to simplify this and I think I did it. I think I figured out how to show you guys how to do it the easy way. You can obviously embellish it with all kinds of stuff if you want, but I'm gonna make it super simple. But after the video, you can head over to my blog post to get all of the measurements, and you'll see a bunch of photos over there and the full list of supplies. I designed this card so you can use what you have at home, but if you like the supplies that I'm using, you can purchase those. If you order in the month of May 2024 and use my host code, and if your order's over $50, you will receive my tutorial bundle for this month. It's just a thank you gift for my customers and also for my team members. They get that also. So let's get started on this card. So for the card base, you're gonna need 2 pieces of cardstock. For this one, I just wanted to show you how awesome it looks just with 2 white pieces of cardstock. So if you don't have a bunch of colors, just use white and a really colorful designer series paper. The designer series paper I chose is called Full of Life, and check out the shapes and the colors. They are just vibrant and playful. This is perfect for birthdays and graduations, and like people of all ages are gonna love this is gonna work for them. I just wanted to show you too, this is how I store my designer series paper in page protectors. The 6x6 pages fit right in there, but then I also print out all the colors that go in that designer series paper so that when I'm trying to design a card, I don't have to guess what color of cardstock are going to match or the colors of ink. They are just all written right there. And then I print out 2, so I have one for the back also, and then this is where I put my scraps. So you're going to pick 2 pieces of designer series paper because you're going to need 8 colored panels for this card. You don't need to do 8. If you want to stamp on some of these sections instead, you could do that. But I'm going to show you how to make it all out of designer series paper. So you need 2. You're going to get 6 of these rectangular panels out of 1 piece. So that's why you need 2. But I'm also going to show you how you can save a strip to decorate the envelope. So let's go ahead and do that first. And I'm actually gonna just stack these up on each other. The other thing I was gonna tell you too, if you're going to make multiples of these cards, you can cut out a bunch of pieces from different pieces of paper. That way you're gonna get lots of designs to pick from. So, okay, so I'm gonna stack these on top of each other when I'm cutting them just to save time, making sure they're completely stacked. Okay, and then I'm gonna cut it at 1 7/8. And so we're going to just create 2 strips at 1 7/8. Now each one of these strips we're going to cut, you're going to get 2 rectangles out of. So now I'm stacking all 4 pieces together and we're going to cut it at 2.5. So there. All of those tiny pieces that we needed to cut, we did just very easily. This is all 8 of them. Now, the leftover that you have is the exact measurement you need to decorate the envelope. And obviously you'll be able to decorate 2. Save this for another project or just make 2 envelopes because you know you're gonna make another one of these cards. They are very addicting. So go ahead and save your envelope and these for the end of the video. I'll show you how to do that later. So now grab your cardstock. Like I said, this can be the same color if you want. I'm gonna do 2 different colors just to make it easier to explain. And it looks super cool with 2 colors in the same card. So for this first one, you'll see on the measurements, and the measurements for this are over on my website, sunnydaystamping.com. There's a blog post. I'll link it in the description of this video so you can get there. This printout project sheet, this goes to my email subscribers on Friday morning. So if you'd like that, go ahead and sign up for my email. It's also in the description of this video. So in the instructions, I have you say, put the short side on top. So with the short side on top, you are going to measure this at 1 1/16 and score it. Flip it over and do the same thing. With this paper trimmer, I love that there are measurements on the right side of the paper trimmer so that I can hold it firmly with the excess on this side instead of trying to like measure that and hold that in place, because you can't. Now, I just used a 1/16 and now we're going to use 1/8 inch measurements too. If that stresses you out, I made a full video on explaining how to read a ruler and so that it's not intimidating, and I will link that right up here. So now we're going to take this piece, we're going to rotate it and cut it in half at 2 3/4. Now bring in your other sheet, and this one with the long side on top, you're going to measure at 1 3/8. Flip it and do the same on this side. Now we're going to rotate this with the short end on top and cut it in half at 2 1/8. So now you're going to go ahead and fold on all of those score lines, and if they're a little bit off when you fold them, like when you go to fold the paper, if it's not lined up like perfectly, go ahead and fix it. The straighter this card is, the better it is gonna fold and not catch on itself. So this card, more so than others, it's important to make those nice and straight. So you can see that I was folding the paper both ways and burnishing it. Because the way this folds, it's very good idea to get those kind of trained to go the right way so that your card folds nice and smoothly. Now you're going to grab the piece that has the score lines running vertically like this and lay that on your work surface. And you're going to just put, oh my goodness, Julie Baca! I was trying to be all fancy schmantz and doing this without my silicone craft sheet. Look at that. Oh, I did not get it on my work surface. I almost did though. Okay, so now we're gonna put glue just in this corner. So you don't want it to extend. We're gluing this piece onto here, so you don't want the glue to extend past where this score line is gonna be. So just be cognizant of that. So you're just gonna put it right here, and we're gonna place this down on top, and then this is when we're going to be real detail oriented. Scoot that over, run your finger along the side, making sure this is all lined up nice and good. Squish it into place. Like, be the more time you take making sure this is lined up now, the better. Now you're going to do the same thing on this side, adding glue just in this little rectangle here, laying this on top, and then just going back and checking. And then you're kind of going to want to look and see if this is lined up too. So I actually think I'm being too too particular about this, because now wow, I don't have words. Okay. You don't have to be as crazy as I was just now, because I was actually thinking way too hard about it, and it was going not so well. Okay, so now you've got this glued there, and this is the no piece under here. So now you're gonna flip this over. So now you've got these strips here, and now this is when we're gonna glue this piece on. So you're going to put glue. You can put glue all the way to the score line here, but don't go too far. You don't want to cross over the score line of this piece of paper here. Just like that. And then you're going to set this down. And now we're going to make sure this is all lined up. Like that. Kind of check, is this lined up? Are these score lines lined up? All that's going to give you an indication of if you've got this right. and just kind of let it sit there a minute for that glue to dry. And then you can start to play with it. And we want to test it first to make sure everything is flowing smoothly, like that the cardstock isn't rubbing against each other. Holy cow, I did it right. I can't believe it. I made a couple of these and like they were rubbing. Now, if they are rubbing just a little bit, you can take a nail file and just kind of shave it down with a nail file. If it's rubbing like a lot, you can take it to your paper trimmer and kind of just trim off the little edge. If it's just not working, man, just start again. It's just 2 little pieces of cardstock. Okay, so now this is when I'm going to do my stamping. I want to stamp now so that if I make any mistakes, I can just make another one of these and I've only wasted 2 little pieces of cardstock instead of going through all the work of putting on our patterned paper and then messing up. I chose the Saying Hey, which is a brand new stamp set. I absolutely love this big fat hey. I mean, that is just so awesome. It's got some great sayings in here in different thicknesses. This is going to be awesome for any card making. You get your happy birthday, you get your I love you, your thanks, your congratulations. Man, so this is going to be so versatile. So I'm going to start with this. I'm going to choose which side that I want to start with. And I'm going to start with the side that has the score lines running horizontally like this. And my big fat hey is going to fit right there. And I'm actually, I have bigger stamps like this, sometimes I like to take the stamp pad to the stamp and just pounce it up and down like this until it looks like it's got some really great coverage. And then I will press it into place. Oh my goodness. Oh, that didn't work. I think I didn't hit it straight on. All right, I'm gonna have to pull this over my head. We're gonna see if I can line this up. That is one of the benefits of photopolymer stamps, but am I gonna do it? Oh my, you guys, I am on fire today. So to keep the supply list low for this card, I'm just using black ink and colored paper, or like I showed you the first time, you can just use white cardstock. So now this was the front of the card. Now you're just gonna flip it. And then you're gonna see you're gonna put some sentiments here if you want to. Remember, your designer series paper is gonna go here, so you can leave those blank. I'm making a happy birthday card, so I'm just gonna put a little happy birthday right up here. Now this looks fairly plain, but remember, we're gonna be putting our designer series paper here, so it's gonna look fancy. Now go ahead and flip it to the next side. And I'm going to use this, I miss your face. I think that's just so cute. So I'm going to put that right there. Now, if you don't have this stamp set, just go digging through your stamps and find stamps that are going to fit on this panel. So you want something small, except for that big fat hey. I don't know, you want something nice and bold there, I think. But yeah, just go digging through, and even if the stamp set has like flowers and stuff in it, go ahead and use the sentiments from it. All right, last one, we're gonna do an I love you right there. Okay, so now grab all your paper pieces and you want to kind of lay them out, organizing them how you want them to go into your card. And do them in pairs, because there's gonna be 2 on each, each section is gonna have 2. So I like to plan it out so that if something like this happens where I'm like, oh, that's not very interesting, let me see which one else I want to go there. Like, okay, now that would be cool, and I think I want it to go this way. And then, so then when you have these paired up how you like them, you can kind of figure out, well, which one do I want on the front? Which one do I want next? Remembering that on this second sheet, you can see the design from the third shape on your second panel, so you can kind of play with that. So in this case, I think I want my little dots to be here, and I think I want this on the front of my card like that. One thing I forgot to mention when we were cutting our designer series paper, this Full of Life designer series paper has some designs with squares on them, which are just beautiful. I love them. But if you're gonna use this paper for this design, you're going to want to trim off the white edge, and you'll have plenty left over, just so that you don't have like a white edge only on one side of your rectangle. It's going to look better. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So you can see that that's really like centered up well, whereas if I hadn't cut that off, it would have a white edge only on two sides, which I don't think would look very good. All right, I'm going to stop chatting and I'm going to glue these on here. Okay, let's check this out. Isn't that just so mesmerizing? Wouldn't anyone just love to get this? Let me show you how to make the matching envelope. So now remember, we have two pieces left over, so just pick which one you want to use, and then grab your envelope and protect your work surface because this might get glue on it. Then you're going to put glue on your envelope just on this side. Don't go over this score line. So I put it kind of right by the score line, and I make sure to get close to the edges so that that doesn't come up in the mail. And then I squiggle glue just a little bit. You don't want it like gooshing all over the place. And then you're going to line up your designer series paper right on the score line of the envelope flap. And then you're going to pick it up and bend it and make sure, is it overhanging? Then if it's not overhanging, you're good to go. And you're going to just press it into place. I like to take my bone folder and just rub it on there because I feel like it's just like squishing that glue into a nice thin layer. And now the only thing you have to do is flip this over, grab your scissors, and just follow the line of the envelope, and it's going to trim it into the perfect shape. There you go. And then you've got a perfectly matching envelope for whichever one you're going to use. All right, let me show you some of these other examples just to give you some other ideas. This is the same pack of designer series paper, and just using some different color of cardstock. I use just black ink, but man, you could use colored ink. You could stamp on some of these panels instead. Just have fun with it. If you love craft supplies and you love getting them at a discount, you might want to consider joining Stampin' Up! In May 2024, they have a fantastic starter kit deal. The deal is great as it is, but sometimes they sweeten the deal, and May 2024, they are doing it $207 worth of products for $99, and then you are a demonstrator, but you do not have to be a demonstrator. You can build a business if you want, but if you just want to be a hobby demonstrator, which is just someone who buys supplies for themselves, and you get your 20%, 25% discount based on your level, this might be something that you might like, and I would love to have you on my team. I love having hobby demonstrators on my team, so check out the information. I'll link it below. You can always reach out to me, and I'm happy to answer any of your questions. Thank you so much for watching today. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Man, it helps me out. You can also subscribe and hit that bell to get notified. I put out a new video every Thursday. Have a sunny day.